My name is Rob Livson. I'm one of the sales associates here at Lightspeed Trading. We like to offer a lot of these educational webinars to provide you with some training and help with the platform, along with some other topics for strategy and analysis, but today's going to be primarily focused just on the software. Please note this program and presentation is for educational purposes only. It is not to be construed as any type of investment advice, guidance, or recommendation to buy, sell, or hold any security or trade that you see executed here. This is strictly for demonstration. It's for practice trading. This is not a live account that I'm showing, so just be aware. Please also be aware of the various risks involved with trading and day trading, and know the various conditions involved with trading on margin. Make sure that they are suitable for your investment objectives, your risk tolerance, and your financial situation. We do have the disclosures on our website, so feel free to look at those and certainly contact us if you have any questions. So today's webinar is going to be for custom orders. I really want to focus on showing the Lightspeed Trader platform, going through the cycle of how an order is created and how you can execute it in a fashion of different ways and how you can customize these orders. A lot of people have questions on how to create these, so we want to just illustrate some various methods for the different ways you can enter orders and how you can really increase your speed and customize these types of order entries. Certainly you guys could ask me questions as we go. If it's related to the topic at hand, I'll certainly try to get to it. If not, I'll try to get to it by the end of the session. We'll try to save some time to allow you to ask for some specifics on the orders. But for now, I'm just going to go through the general features. It's not going to be an overall overview of the software, but specifically related to order entry. So your standard order entry is the order entry box here. All you have to do is simply pick your symbol, your shares, your price, and you can hit the buy button. You can see the order goes in right away. Buying 100 shares, my messages window. Also in my orders window, it displays here 0 out of 100. That means it's a pending open order. Now, I could right-click on this order to cancel or modify the order. I could also just click on the X here as well. You can see the red indication indicates the order has been canceled. I also get a "You are out" message in my messages window. "You are out" indicates the order has been canceled. It does not indicate that you are out of the position. So if I wanted to execute an order, say I just buy it at the offer, we could see it went in 100 shares out of 100 filled. I now have a position of 100 shares. So order entry through your order entry form, it's very easy and very basic and easy to do. You click on the order type, you select your order type here, limit, market, stop order. If I want to limit on open or close, market order, or a dark pool route or peg order, simply choosing your order type, choosing your order destination, your shares and your price is how you're entering this type of order. There's a series of alternate ways for you to enter these orders, which is what I really want to go through with you. So a lot of the configuration is all done through the main settings menu. You can access it through any window, simply clicking on the gear menu, or in the utilities menu going to the configuration settings. This is where you access the main set of tabs for your orders, or your settings actually. So what you would do would be the difference of going through your custom orders, and then I'll show you how to set some custom orders, and then we can set them as hotkeys, hot buttons, and show the some different ways to do that. So in your custom orders tab, you are going to select from your new command a custom order. I would seek to create new command, and this brings me to my custom order form. You can see it's pretty much like a order entry ticket with different criteria. You have your buy or your sell. You have your order market. Someone asks, aftermarket, is ARCA the only one? You can use ARCA or NSDQ. for this demonstration, I'm going to use ARCA. Only certain routes are available for after hours. Edge would be as well, but certain ones like the Lightspeed route would not be available after hours. So you do have to be aware of that. You can also do custom orders for options as well. So if we have some time, I'll try to get to that as well. So back to my custom order form. We have my buy, we have ARCA. I'm going to select whether it's going to be on the bid or the ask, or if it's going to be a market order. Since this is after hours, we have to do limit, and I'll show you, you can do it just on the bid or the offer, or a through amounts. This one I'm just going to do on the bid here, and then I set my quantity. So if I want 1,000 shares, I can set this to either my position to close an order or to open an order. So right now, I could also rename it by ARCA 1,000 bid. Now I can map this key now, or I can create it as a hot button or a pop-up order. So there's 3 different alternatives you can do after you create this custom order. So I'm going to click done, and we can see now in my all commands I have my buy ARCA 1,000 bid. I can edit this if I want, if I need to or not. I could also create opposite. So basically this is going to be the opposite here. I'm selling 1,000 ARCA on the bid. So you can have it create the opposite, or you can create it yourself. So I want to also enable my confirmations here just so you guys can see what orders generate here as we go. The through amount would be a plus or minus difference from the bid or the offer. So I'll go through that as well. You can see I'm going to go on the bid, and then I'm going to go with a through amount from the bid. It's basically adding an additional amount, a set amount from the bid or offer. So right now I created my custom buy order. I'm first going to show you how to map that. So in my custom orders, looks like it didn't save. All right, so we'll try it again here. Custom buy ARCA bid 1,000. Buy 1,000 ARCA bid. Now I can map this directly to my hot button here, or hotkey. So I'm going to my shift 1. I'm selecting my order and I'm mapping that. So you can see shift 1 is my buy 1,000 ARCA bid. I hit OK. Now, even though you can see this shows 100 shares and it may have a price of 110.38, my hotkey and my custom order is going to override the order. So I hit shift 1. You can see what pops up, exactly what came up here. Buying 1,000 ARCA at the bid 110.34. So that's exactly the order that my custom order created. It bypasses the information here and it goes directly in as the configuration of my order. I can also add the same order as a hot button. So I take my buy 1,000 ARCA bid, I add it. I could also change the color if I want. And you can see I now have a new order here. I hit my buy 1,000, I get the same confirmation. It bypasses my order entry and enters the order. So you're creating these orders to skip your order entry, to skip you having to set this to 1,000 shares, to select the bid price, and to select the different market. Your order entry button is going to override that and send that in directly. So Jeffrey's asking if I can change the price. So that is another way you can do these type of orders. So if I go to my hot button, there's an option here in the lower corner here. Same with my custom orders. I can make this a pop-up order. Same thing on my hot button here. So I go to my hot button, create it as an order pop-up. So you can see now, okay, I'm going to take away my trading menu here. Maybe I have to create a new one. Sorry about that. So we'll just create a new one as a pop-up order. Pop-up, yes. So we'll do ARCA. We're going to do the bid again, and this time I'm just going to do 200 shares. So I have my custom order. Going to add it. Buy 200 bid. Okay. So this is what is known as a pop-up order. You can see the order entry box comes up as a separate order. Now I can have the ability to change the price. I could change the market. I can change the share size, 200, 300, 400, all with my keyboard commands. So I could actually change all these parameters as well with my hot buttons and then my keyboard commands. So I'm able to configure a standard order, buying 200 at the bid. If I want to enter it, I hit enter. You can see that goes in. But also if I want to change it, I could change the share size. I could change the price and enter that in. So you could wait for price to come to you. You could wait till you decide you're ready to place an order. So you can really customize these commands by doing those pop-up orders. Everyone has a different way they prefer to do the orders. I prefer the pop-up. Some people go straight with their hotkeys. Some go with the hot buttons. It's really what's going to make you faster. Now you can see it's really hard to beat that. I just hit 4 orders in a row using my hotkey, Shift 1. But then I could also be just as fast by placing them with my mouse, or you can see here cancel orders, so you can set up your hot buttons to cancel everything. There's a lot of different ways you can set up your hot buttons as well. So I'll show you a lot of other ways you can do that as well. I have a couple questions here. You can default the quantity to the actual setting that you own. So you can do that as well. There's different commands for closeouts. So you can see when you bring up the hot button window or the custom order window, you can, the keyboard window, you can add any of the predefined orders that we have as well. So we do have closeout entire position orders. So you can do a offer closeout full that will close out for the entire amount of shares that you have in your position. And I could do the same thing with my hot buttons as well. So you can see here I have 600 shares. Even though this says 200, I do my closeout full. I get a order offering 600 QQQ at the offer price, and then you could quickly adjust that to whatever price you'd like. Hit enter, and that order would go right in. So I can do a lot of different commands also from my positions window. So I just want to load up on a couple positions here. So okay, you can see right now I have two different positions, three positions. I could highlight them all to close out all. I close out all my positions here, half of my positions, all long or all short, or just one specific position. If I highlight that, close out BAC, close out all. And then someone asked if I want to cancel orders in one specific, which I can. So you can see I have a couple different orders here. Now if I want to go to my cancel order keys, I could cancel selected order. I could cancel anything for NSDQ, anything for NYSE, cancel oldest order, cancel my option orders. So there's a lot of different cancels you can do here. So cancel selected order. It cancels that order only. It leaves the other orders open as well. Along with close out entire position orders, you have close out certain orders. You can do a lot of different ways, different tier size, which are your defaults. You could set up stop orders to be created as well. I know I'm kind of going a little fast. I'm just trying to give a general overview here of what's available. Certainly, if anyone wants a specific demonstration, we can do that as well. Feel free to contact me. So you have your stop orders. I could add that. Stop off for tier. So there we go. I'm offering 100 shares, my stop order, and I could place that in right away. Someone asked a good question, where does your default go when you are doing your closeout orders? There is a setting. It will default to the LSPT, but there are ways you can change that to whatever you'd like. Under your trading menu, under closeouts, you can tell it what you want. You can do LSPT, you can do NYSE, you can do ARCA. So I could do a bidder offer here for NYSE stocks. So now that I change this, I'll have a different closing function. So I'll do my closeout BAC. You can see it's selling 100, 600, sorry, the entire position at 1485. So you can dictate where you want these orders to go to. Someone's asking what makes the LSPT route. It is a smart order route. It is designed to send it to the best place for execution. You know, that's based on algorithms and it's based on different formulas to send it to the best bidder offer for the best liquidity in the fastest time frame. So someone asks, how do you close out an order at a specific price? Well, that's pretty much what you're dictating here. If you just want to close it as a market order, you can do so. If you want to close it at the bid or the offer, you can do so. It's not going to allow you to enter in a specific price, but that's where the through amounts come in as well. So one more time, we'll go to my custom orders. We're going to create a new custom order. We'll call this sell offer plus 05. So we're going to sell, we'll say NSDQ this time, We're going to do the ask, and we're going to do 5 cents. So we're going to sell it 5 cents lower than the ask. We're going to close out full position. And you could also dictate if you don't even want it to work, if you don't have a position here as well. So if I map my key, if I disable closeouts, it's only going to work if I close it out. So sell offer, we're doing shift 0. Okay, so we have BAC here. I do my shift 0. You can see right away that's sold, and you can see at 14.80 it was 5 cents lower than the offer. So that's what my order dictated, was an offer and 5 cents below that offer. That was my through amount, was 5 cents. So you could show it again with the QQQ. The offer is 37. So to even show you exactly what order goes in, to confirm it, I hit my shift 0. And that did go in at 33. It was 5 cents below. It went at 32. Sorry, 5 cents below the offer, 37 cents. Some other ways you can use these hot button orders. I see a lot of questions, guys. I'll definitely try to come back to them. You also have your trading function keys. You can change your tier size, which are your default levels. You can do your cancel orders, your custom commands, your miscellaneous size orders. So you can set orders to close out half your position, close out only your longs, only your short, close out all. So you can add all these, close out half, close out long, 25%. You can see all these different orders that you can have here. So we'll show you again. I have 200 shares with that. Facebook. Now I have 800 shares. BAC. Now I'm going to go short here to show you the difference. So now I have 2 long positions and 1 short position. So I have my closeout long 25%. It tells me here, closeout 25%. Here, it's not going to do the QQQ. It won't do partial orders. So let's just show when I do 200 more shares of the QQQ. So I have 400 shares. So now I do my closeout long. It's going to do both here. 200 shares of Facebook, 100 shares of QQQ. So you can piece out of orders here. Now this does send that to LSPT. So that is a market order. It's not going to execute, but you can see how that order generates. I have my closeout half order. It's going to close out half of everything, long and short, 400, 200, 200. Now you can see close out all, close out everything, 800, 400, 400. So you can see, you can dictate how to close out all these different orders and positions through your different closeout buttons. Now with your custom orders as well, you can do other commands here. You can do closeouts, you can do tier sizes, and you can do market, bid, and offer as well. So you can really create a lot of different custom orders, but we do have a lot created for you in these menus. All different routes, bid, offer, buy, sell. So you can see the difference between an ARCA bid tier and then an ARCA buy tier. Everyone asks the difference. What's the difference between a bid tier and a buy tier? A bid is queuing up the order. A buy is actually going to send the order. So you can see the difference here. If I click my ARCA bid tier, it's going to generate an order. If I click my ARCA buy tier, that actually sends the order in. So that's the difference between a bid tier and a buy tier, or a offer or a sell. The offer is going to queue up the order. The sell is going to sell the order. So that's just our terminology that we use, but it is important to know the difference of the different terms, buying and bidding. So really, buying is the actionable event. Bidding is really creating the order, getting ready to send it. Okay, I have some questions here. Let's see if I could help some. Stop limits, they're only going to be accepted during the market hours unless you're using a custom stop order, but it still has to be a limit order. So stop orders are only going to be accepted for market hours. The difference between a stop and a stop market and a stop limit: stop market as one stop price. Once your stop is reached, you are going to execute the order as a market order. A stop limit has two prices: your stop price, which is your trigger, which will then convert the order to a limit price, meaning you're not going to buy or sell past that specified limit. So there's less of a chance you may get filled with a stop limit order. You are not guaranteed an execution with a stop limit, even if your stop is triggered. A stop market will turn into a market order once your stop is reached. Once again, it's only during market hours. There are no combination or conditional orders available. We do offer the ability to have your pending orders canceled when position is closed. So in your trading menu under the cancels tab, you can cancel your pending orders when the position is closed. So if you have a sell and you have a limit and a stop order at the same time, whichever one fills, the other one will cancel. So you do have to enter them separately, but they will link and cancel when one is filled. The tier size is displayed in the level 2 window. So if I change my tier size to 500, you can see my bid tier will now become 500. If I change my tier size to 1000, my ARCA bid tier becomes bid 1000. So that is where your tier size is actually displayed. Even if I use my stop offer tier, it's going to be at that tier size order. So the tier size are your default share size, and you control that through your level 2 window. So that's another way you can enter different types of orders based off of different tier sizes. Just have to click on that on level 2 and enter in the price to show your tiers. Rob asked about some option hotkeys. I can show some of these as well. So I would go to my option level 2 window and my option chain. This is my option chain here. If I click on anything, you can use the you can see it's set here. It's a little dark, but this is the you can see on top here, June 3rd, 16/110 call. And I have the ability to have my order ticket, and I can also have my hot button commands here, so you can see all the different commands here. Cancel orders, or you can create your own on your settings here, your default quantities. You can do so, but most of the hot buttons are for cancels. So that's what most of the option hot buttons are for, the actual cancels. If you want to create your own saved command, you could do so as well under commands. Buy, you select buy or sell, you select your route, order type, limit, stop, position size, and if you want to send it to the order ticket or send it to the market, you can do so and create your own commands. So it's really preference how you want to enter those and what type of orders that you're placing. I would think Most people use the hot commands and hot buttons for cancels rather than order entry for options, but it's really your own preference. You can do that as well. Okay, so you can set your default orders if you click on the configuration settings and you have your order entry form. On your standard order entry, when you log in here, you could set your market to ARCA or LSPT. Your mouse click, you could set it to ARCA or LSPT there as well. I have ARCA here, and then when you click on a quote, you could default where you want to send it to. So you could have different settings. So if I click on a quote, you could see that goes to NASDAQ. If I click on the position, that will be my new default. So that's where you would set your default order entry. Otherwise, any hot button or hot key you can set up to go to a specific route. You see we have ARCA, LSPT routes, the BATS, NYSE, and then you could have market on open or close, limit orders as well. You can view all the different routes available and any of the customized routes available through the manual. If you go into the help manual, you can see how to create customized routes, how they're labeled and what they are. So you can see here, there's the night algos, night fan. It'll tell you exactly what they're used for. The crossfinder, there's a normal, a patient, and aggressive. One will be at the midpoint, one will be at the spread, one will cross it. And you could set up custom orders with custom routes as well. If you want to go to these dark pools or you want to go to these dark routes, custom routes. You can see fan here. It gives you the definitions for each of these and for what they're used for. They are a little bit more advanced, so you should be familiar with your standard routes before you move on to your strategy routes, but you can know the documentation is there and all the definitions are provided here. So you do have to just take some time to read through it, to go through the manual and digest the differences in these order routes and how it relates to your strategy and also the cost structure. Fernando asked about setting multiple orders. Yes, you can. There is a list order entry function. So you can take a couple different symbols here and have them all set for different things. If I want one to be at the bid, one to be at the ask, one to be set at the midpoint, and if I want them all to go in at the same time, I hit go, I get a confirmation of my list, and I could send multiple orders here as well. So, there's a lot of different ways you can send these type of orders. The manual can be found in the help menu and the help manual. It's very comprehensive. If you don't have that, just send a request in the service and we can add that in. service@lightspeed.com. We'll configure the list order entry for you. It's not any additional cost. It just needs to be permission for the account. So just a quick request, we can set that up for you right away. So that's another nice way to enter multiple orders. Unfortunately, Mark, no, you're not going to get the full estimate of routing fees and rebates through the software. It's going to be a standard rate that it applies. You would have to go through the website to view your up-to-date fees. It's not going to differentiate each route and each fee structure. It's just not built to define each one in that manner. And then other people are asking what's the best route to use, what's the fastest. It really depends on what stock you're trading, what order type you're doing, what time of the day. There's a lot of different factors involved, and also you just may be concerned with cost. So, LSPT is a very fast route and has the lowest cost. Now, that is using the smart route and it is going to different destinations, but we do offer these direct routes to go to the exchanges directly. They do have higher costs. They may be accessing higher sources of liquidity faster, so you do have to determine, if it's a very thin stock or an active stock or where the stock is trading, what would be the best route for you. We don't really provide advice on where to send these orders. All we do is provide you with the ability to choose yourself. We tell you what the cost would be, how to set it up, and it's up to you to decide where to send it. Okay, someone has a question about a trailing stop. You can set up custom stop orders as well. So if I go to my custom orders, I select stop from the selection. I create new command. Brings me to a stop command feature. Now I here have the selection to choose between stop and trailing stop. I'm going to choose trailing stop, and then I could choose what command I want to execute once my stop is triggered. So I'm going to do my sell offer 5 cents lower than the offer here. So we have my trailing stop I'm selecting. I'm choosing my custom command, but you can also do your closeouts that are predefined. During the market hours, you can do a sell market closeout full, but you have to note after hours, you can't do the market orders. It may look like your stop order is being accepted, but if it triggers, it's going to reject. So you have to know what order is going to be triggered. And you also have to know, it's very aware, these custom stop orders do not stay live after logout. There's a note here. You can see it. These are held on your machine. If you log off, they will not trigger. These are strictly locally held on your computer. They're not sent to an exchange or a route until they trigger. So if you log off, they cancel. That's very important to note. If you want stop orders to stay live, you have to use the standard stop order through the order entry form. So I'll show you here. I'm mapping my key. Here I have my stop order. I'm mapping it. Shift 3. Hit Shift 3. I get a sell stop with a trail amount. So I can do a trail amount of 2 cents. We'll do a little bit more. We'll do 6. I enter it in. You can see it's 6 cents from the last price. 110.36. 6 cents below the 42-cent last print. If the stock continues to move up, my trail stop will move up with it. If it does not, it'll stay resting and will trigger and execute the order that I have loaded up behind it for it to. Oh, if your computer stays live, then it should stay on. If you disconnect for any reason, then it will cancel. Market on close will be at the end of the closing session, not after hours. So you have to get that order in within 15 minutes of the close. You would not be able to cancel it, and it executes at the closing print. Sorry, can you hear me now? I think I hit the mute by accident there for a second. Where did I lose you? Saving the orders, your layout. Just make sure to save your layout every once in a while to your computer. It will save to our server, but it's best to have a backup copy. Fortunately, my trailing stops aren't moving too much, but at least you see how they set up. I don't really see much action here after hours now, so there's not going to be a lot to demonstrate how the trail stop works. But once again, if people have questions, I certainly can help you with setting those up. Other questions, feel free, type in. Someone asked about smart and super smart orders. A super smart order will be a more aggressive order. You can add a number of routes for the order to go to. It'll send it to all of these orders, routes at the same time to try to get a fill as much as possible. It's really used for aggressive orders for larger share size. We really phased out the smart order, which was pretty similar to super smart. So you can see here, it went to 2,000 shares. It filled 1,000 on 2 different places. So I received my 2,000 shares in 2 separate orders there. So it's a way to split up where you're sending your orders to different exchanges or routes to try to access them all at the same time without pushing them away or displaying to them all that you're a buyer or a seller. So it's a way to really not tip your hand, but really not necessary unless you're using larger share size and really a more illiquid stock. The overspray will dictate, let's see, I know the exact terminology is in the manual. This will determine how much more size than a participant is displaying you're willing to send on each order. So if they have 1,000, your order is 1,500. If your overspray is 500, you'll send the full amount there. If your overspray is 0, and you're only going to send 1,000 shares to that participant. So it's really going to show you how much you're going to send to the exchange past what they're displaying. Couple questions about the order entry box. TIF is your time enforcement. You can set it to day, you can set it to 1 minute, 3 minutes, an hour, 30 seconds. So that's going to be the expiration on when the order is going to stay live for. IOC is immediate or cancel. That is going to define if it doesn't get filled right away, it's going to cancel the order. So that's all your time ranges of how long you want the order to stay active. Then just a question here, someone asked how to put in the fastest and lowest ask order. Well, that's really what I'm trying to display is there's really no one fastest way. It's really going to be what's best for you. Sorry about that, the phone was ringing. What's the fastest way for you to send the order? I mean, you simply have to click on the ask and sell it. You can do your stop offer. You can sell it at the offer. It's really what's the fastest way and how you want to do it. You can define any of these orders to do any command that you want it to do. So that's the fastest way, whatever works for you. Some people are much more comfortable on the keyboard, some people use the mouse, and some use a combination. We have time for a couple more questions. Other people ask about here, like with your custom stop orders. It's an erroneous trade filter that's really going to define if there's a bad print. Do you want this to execute? It doesn't come into play too much. It can happen if something shows a print $10 away. Do you want it to not display? So you can set that to $1 or $2 or 50 cents. The custom stop will wait for a second trade to confirm what the actual price is before it will send the order live. So it's really a way to take away any bad prints or bad trades, bad pricing, to make sure that you want your stop order to trigger. IOC stands for immediate or cancel. Then you just have other time frames, 30 seconds, 1 minute. So if you place an order for a 30-second time frame, the order will cancel after that 30 seconds. So it's really your time enforcement. Really, the other methods are your custom stop orders. If you don't want the exchanges seeing them, you have the ability to do your custom stops. We do have your standard stops, which will go to the market maker route that we have configured. It is an exchange route that we have, so you can see my QQQ order canceled after the 30 seconds. Otherwise, if you want orders to be held on your machine, you have to do your custom stop orders. Your custom, and you could do a lot of different ways. You can do your enter orders, or you could close out orders, and it'll only be held on your machine. There is a good till cancel. You would have to be permission for it. It doesn't set up automatically, like my demo is not configured for it, but if you just send a request, then you can have a good till cancel order functionality. So it is available. The trailing stop is not going to display on the chart or any other custom order on the chart, but I did want to show you. Thank you for bringing that up, Nick. So you're not going to use your stop orders on the chart here, but you can display other functionality. So you can show active orders, executed orders, or executions all on the chart here. So you can see here on my intraday, I have my green points and my red points are all showing my buys and sells. If I place a buy order, let's see, sorry, it looks like I'm putting the wrong. So you can see I put in my order. You can see the line is on the chart here, 200 shares at 110.06, I could click and drag this order up. You can see the price will move on the right, and I get a confirmation. So now I'm replacing it at 110.30, and that order is there. I could right click to cancel selected order on the chart, so you'll display all your points where you execute, and you could show any live orders as well on the chart. So you're not going to enter the orders from the chart, but you can manage and monitor them from the chart. If you have shares that you want to request for easy to borrow, you would just email shorts@lightspeed.com and request shorts. So you would right click on the chart, you go to trading. This has the certain display functions here under trading here. Show active orders, show executions, show executed orders. You can change that if you'd like, but show active orders is what's going to display your actual order size. So if once again, I put in my order, buying, you can see that order displays on the chart, and I could easily just move it up. So if I see there's a couple points of resistance, that's where when I want it to come back down again, I'm going to say yes, and that's pretty much a point where it's reached a couple times and bounced off it. So you could use your charts to view the trends and the price points and place those type of orders. Same thing on the sell side as well. I could see maybe the high of the day, replace that and under red, and then if I need to adjust it, I can do so as well. So once again, it's that trading menu as well. We do allow for a demo request. You can do so through the website. If you go to the Lightspeed website, you can view, try the demo in the top corner there, demo request. It'll allow you to play around with the different functionality and test out all the different features. You can't print out the charts, unfortunately, Phil. Not that I'm aware of. Okay, guys, I know I jammed a lot in there. I might have rushed some things and missed a couple items, but definitely feel free to let me know if you have questions. You can email sales@lightspeed.com. You could always give us a call. You could contact the service desk if you have questions as well. We'd be happy to go over any of the features, answer questions. We're always here for support, trade support as well. And you know, we try to give you a lot of these presentations on different topics to give you different aspects of the software and different criteria to let you grow and become a better trader. It starts with the tools and also with the service that we provide. So sure, you can always go to the website. We have our support page. You can contact us here. You could always put in your requests if you want some additional features you think would be important. If you had questions, certainly could ask client services directly through here, or just use the contact us at lightspeed.com for general questions and support. Otherwise, you can do service@lightspeed.com for specific account questions. Please keep in mind this will be posted to the website on the webinars page within a couple of days, so you'll be able to review this. But anyone who needs a personal demonstration or walkthrough or have specific orders, you could always just email us and we'll try to get you those answers as well. So I hope you guys were able to get something out of this and learn a little bit I know I might have jumped around a little bit more than I intended to, but sometimes it just takes you down different paths, and with the questions, I just tried to answer as much as possible. But I thank you guys for showing up, and look out for some new webinars as well. We have one on June 29th for some option information, time spreads. We might have one posted before that as well, so always keep an eye out. And hopefully you just join as much of these as possible, but you could always view all of our previous recorded ones as well. We have stuff regarding charts, intro to the platform, and other webinars as well. So guys, thanks for the comments. I appreciate everyone who joined with discussions and questions, and everyone have a great night, and hopefully we'll be speaking soon. Thank you very much.